Welcome back to the Bearded Family YouTube channel, and today we're going to turn this to this.
Nice one there.
So as you can tell, today we're butchering our meat chickens.
Yep, we are. We're just starting to boil one in hot water.
We're not technically boiling it. You don't want your water temp over 150.
Yep, we don't. Because that'll totally the feathers off.
Basically what I do is I just submerge it and kind of swoosh it around in this hot water until tail feathers come out easy, and maybe some wing feathers come out pretty easy. This one is struggling pretty bad. It's not working very good. Not now. Okay, we're gonna run with it. We're gonna bring it over here to our yard bird plucker.
Yes.
Junior's gonna turn on.
Jesus!
Water
Let them on! Oh wait.
The Junior's gonna put it in there.
Horrible! Oh yeah.
We got most of them.
Oh!
Okay. So what I'm going to start with here, and I'll try to use 2 knives, just because, you know, try to keep things as clean as possible.
Yeah,
we're going to start with taking the
legs off?
The legs off, the lower legs.
Yeah.
And that's, again, this is not a how-to video, but
yeah,
you just find that, I guess it'd be ankle joint? Probably the ankle joint. And just kind of work it in like that. And there's what would basically be the Achilles tendon here. And just do that. Easy peasy.
Well, so easy.
This is the part I've been struggling with today. So one thing I gotta say is that when we do our chickens, we very rarely keep them whole, which you could say, like, going through all the work of plucking them and doing that is way too much work to just end up with breasts and quarters and wings and things of that nature. But it's whole chicken's just not something we really eat. So 90% of the chicken we eat's either breast or quarters. This year we're going to do something a little different, and we're going to end up taking the quarters, boning them out, and grinding them.
Tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. We'll see.
We're not doing it.
But if you were to process these in such a way where you wanted to keep them whole, the cuts around the neck you'd want to keep pretty tight, and then the cuts on the backside of the cavity you'd want to keep pretty tight too. For what we're doing though, I'm just slicing and dicing just to make access for everything. Take your knife and cut right there. Keep going. Okay, good job. Right there. Basically all I did was just tie a knot in his esophagus, so that if there's any bits of food, it won't back out
Part.
and then potentially contaminate the meat. Let's see if we can do that.
That was easy. Didn't know the rest of them.
I've been throwing the neck and everything into a bucket used for coyote bait. We can make some other YouTube videos with that. So then I just poke the crop down in there. Here. This is where you're going to get into the guts. You want to be very careful with that. I keep saying this is not a how-to video, but I keep treating it like a how-to video.
Yep. And also because the guts will rip. Also that then. Also that.
So here you want to just get into the skin, and then just ever so slightly into the abdominal cavity. And then anyone who's ever hunted has a pretty good idea how to do this part. You just make sure that you don't get your knife too deep.
Yep.
And this is the dirty end of the chicken. And again, since we're piecing this out, I don't care about having extra skin back here. So I'm going to come in and cut straight down each side of where its tail would be. And we're going to leave that for right a second. Reach up inside, all the way up. Get a couple fingers in there and pull everything out. This is where you want to be careful. These
super careful.
The insides of these chickens aren't near as clean as I want them to be. I don't know what's going on with that. So, yeah. Try to make sure all the bits and pieces are out. Especially if you're going to keep it whole, you really want to make sure it's clean.
Yeah.
For us, it's just kind of an overnight deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect, huh?
Yeah, perfect. It is perfect, actually. Always give them a good little rinse off before we bag them.
Always do. There you go.
So we got it processed. Now we've got it cooked. Now we're putting it into our ice bath.
On this one, look at it.
Oh, gotcha.
Look at all the rest we did.
Let the fans see it.
I want to lock it.
Okay. So our chickens have cooled overnight. Some of them were in a fridge, some of them were in the cooler. And I've cut up most of them. As you can see, we've got a bowl full of wings, which we don't really eat wings, but we do use them as crab bait on our castable crab traps. It works really well. I'd much rather eat crab than chicken wings. So we've got some broke down to grind. We've saved pretty much all the breasts. So I'm just going to cut this up quick. We're to the point now where we're breaking the breasts out, or cutting the breasts out. And gross. And then taking the thighs and legs off and leaving them together. We cook with those quite a bit. This poor bird got some appendages broken by the plucker. It really pays to have your water temp right at 150, or even maybe just a little bit higher, because I believe this bird, it was probably at like 145, and it struggled. It didn't want to pluck. So the skin, for the most part, you can just peel off. And we do pretty much everything skinless. I mean, with the exception of our whole chickens, we will leave the skin on for that. But I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. so one side's got the skin taken off. Oh, tough skin. What I like to do is just peel it up kind of right on the back there. And then when we get ready to, we can cut the thighs off pretty easy. And I just follow the breastbone and then kind of fillet it down on the ribs. There it is. There's one breast. And again, this is not a how-to video. This is strictly for entertainment purposes. This is just how I do it. If you happen to find something that works for you and you want to use it, that's awesome. Now, that thing is broke. Broke. You can see it. Yeah, it broke pretty good. That's okay. It'll still eat good. I took about half of them and I boned out the thighs and the legs. So we're going to try grinding that. That was a lot of work. Just trying really hard to find an easy way to do it, but it's just kind of a struggle the whole time. And then, I don't know, I try to cut some of the heavy blobs of fat off. I like some fat, but not a whole lot. From the wings, just take it. Ow! Try not to stab yourself when you're doing this. Let's do that. This one here is already mostly gone. It broke off in the plucker. So, yeah. And you've got a carcass to do whatever you want with. Have make chicken stock out of. We use these a lot in our big crab traps. We've got a big bait bag in there, and we just stuff it in there whole. Works really well. We started raising our own meat birds about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Just got tired of, you buy chicken in the store and It's always tough. Never tastes very good. And we started doing these birds, and we haven't bought store-bought chicken since. They're way better tasting. They're more tender. And I know how they were raised. That to me is important. On top of, too, you know, it teaches our kids where your food comes from. You know, it's not just you go to the store and there's just magically food there all the time. This way here they kind of understand what life's really all about. Up next is packaging. These really do make awesome crab baits, especially with the skin on. The way our castables work, it's got a tag. There will be videos on it eventually, but the skin just hangs onto that peg. It works really well. A good vacuum sealer is worth its weight in gold. This one here is the Weston Pro 2300. It works really, really well. Close the lid.
Okay. Let's start. Nope, zero. There it goes. Yep. You gonna write it?
Yeah, but I want to write him.
Yep. Here.
I don't miss
Well, here a little bit higher. There you go.
right?
Yep. Speed.
Since Junior's learning how to read and write, we usually use him as our label guy. That way he learns. It's a learning process all the way across the board. Okay. Now we're moving on to the breasts. You want 3 per? I don't think you'd be quite half though. It appears that we have lost interest.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
Why? Oh. Got some thigh action going on here.
Cheaper pack, you think? Probably. You're wiggling.
Yeah.
Say hi, sis.
Yeah.
Say hi, sis.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna start. What are we gonna do, Junior?
Ground meat.
Grind the meat. All right.
This might be a little loud,
It might be a little loud.
because it will be a little loud.
Yeah. And there you have it. We've got,
Some meat.
oh geez, I don't know, probably 6-8 pounds of ground chicken. This is kind of an experiment for us, so we don't really know what to think about it. We did it in a coarse grind. It's like a 5/16, maybe 3/8 plate. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, this is all just kind of an experiment for us. Well, there you have it, guys. We got all of our chickens butchered and processed between yesterday and today. We ended up with a total of 40 pounds between breast, ground, and thighs. That doesn't include the 7 pounds of wings that we're going to use for crab bait on future adventures. And it doesn't include the 2 birds that were roughly probably 6 pounds, 5-6 pounds, somewhere in there, that we kept whole. So really we're pushing 60 plus pounds with 16 birds. Kind of give you a backstory on the birds. They are Murray's Big Red Broilers from Murray Hatchery. We order them pretty much every year. Kids are running around the house like crazy. They're slower growing than like a Cornish cross. But the cool thing with these birds is that if we goof and we don't get them butchered, or we just want to add to our laying hens, we can.
They're good laying hens.
Yeah, they are good laying hens. Big eggs. They, unlike a Cornish cross, they don't have to be butchered. Their bodies can actually support their own weight. They grow out or finish out at 12 to 14 weeks. You can push them to 16 weeks. These, I think, were right at about 13 weeks. And you can see there's plenty of meat on them. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you liked the video. If you did like it, go ahead and hit like. Subscribe if you want to see more. Turn your notifications on so you know when we put out new stuff. We're shooting for at least once a week. We've been kind of doing a long video and a short video throughout the week. Yeah, we gotta finish cooking dinner, and I got a heck of a mess to clean up. So we'll see you guys on the next one.